Hi guys. So yesterday I was able to solve problem number A of educational code forces round 110. I got the solution of problem number B, but then I was skeptical about its time complexity, so I did not attempt it. But for now, let's discuss problem number A. Four players participate in the playoff tournament. The tournament is held according to the following scheme. The first player will play with the second, and the third player with the fourth. Then the winners of the pairs will play in the finals of the tournament. This statement is basically saying that there are four players and there is a tournament going on. Those four players participate in that tournament, and this tournament is held according to some rules. According to those rules, the first player will play with the second, and the third player will compete with the fourth player. After that competition, the winners of the pairs will reach in the final tournament, and then there they will compete. It is known that in a match between two players, the one whose skill is greater will win. The skill of the ith player is equal to Si, and all skills levels are pairwise different. That's there are no two identical values in the array S. You're given an array S of skills where array of I indicates the skill rating of a particular player P1. Okay. The tournament is called fair if the two players with the highest skills meet in the finals. That's okay. So this line is very significant as it focuses on the fact that the tournament will be called as the fair tournament if the player with the highest skill rating, that means the player who has got the highest rating, highest skill rating among all the skills ratings, and the player 2 which has got the skill rating just after the first highest skill rating. If these two players meet in the finals, then this tournament is fair. You have to check, you have to determine whether this given tournament is fair or not. Let's see the input. The first line contains a single integer t, number of test cases. After that, each test case will contain 4 integers, s1, s2, s3, s4. These are the skills of the players. It's guaranteed that all the numbers in the array are different. That's okay. Now, let's discuss this sample input. Okay, so let's discuss this first test case that is 3, 7, 9 and 5. Skill 1, skill 2, S3, S4. These are the skill ratings of P1, P2, P3 and P4. Both these two players will compete with each other. And this is the third player, this is the fourth player. These two players will compete with each other. Among these two players, P1 and P2, player P2 has got highest skill rating, that is 7 is greater than 3. So P1's rating equals to 7. And here P3 has got the highest rating, that is 9. Okay. Now these two players will reach in the finals. Now you have to tell whether the tournament is fair. As it is given in the problem statement, two players with the highest skills meet in the finals. So you need to check whether these two skills you have got from P1 and P3 are the highest skills among the all skills set. Let's verify it. So 9 is the highest, that's okay. It should reach in the final. P3 will reach in the final. Let's check for P1's rating. Yeah, that's okay. P1's rating is the second highest. So P1 and P3 will reach in the finals. So the tournament will be fair for this test case. Let's talk about this test case. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 9. These two players will compete with each other and these two players will compete with each other. Okay, so this player P2 skills rating is 5, which is greater than P1's rating, which is 4. Now P4 has rating 9 and P3 has rating 6. So P4's rating will be 9 and P2 and P4 will reach in the final. But ideally, P2 should not reach in the final because its skill rating is 5. And then there is another player P3 who has scored skill rating 6. P3 should ideally reach in the finals, but here P2 is reaching, so the tournament is not fair because ideally P3 and P4 should reach, but here P2 and P4 is reaching. P4 is okay, but P2 is not okay. So this is not a fair tournament. Let's verify for 5381. 5381. These two players will compete with each other. So P1 has the highest rating. Okay. And here P3 has the highest rating. Let's check whether P1 and P3 are the highest and the second highest ratings among all these skills ratings. Yeah, so P3 is okay. P1 is also okay. So this tournament is fair. Let's talk about this tournament. Okay. 6, 5, 3, 2. All right. So P1's rating is 5, 6. P1's rating is 6, which is greater than P2's rating. It will reach in the finals. And here P3 will reach in the finals because its rating is 3, which is greater than P4's rating. Okay. Now you have to verify that whether ideally these two players P1 and P3 should reach in the finals or not. So let's check that. First, identify that whether the rating 6 P1 has got is the highest among all the ratings. So yeah, that's okay. And the player P3 has got the second highest rating. Here P3 should not reach in the final because his rating is 3 and P2 rating is 5. So P3 should not reach in the finals. P2 should reach in the finals. So this is not a fair tournament. I'm assuming you understood the test cases. This is the algorithm I applied yesterday. In first step, you find max 1 from player 1 and player 2 ratings. After that, you find max 2 from player 3 and player 4 ratings. Once you're done finding max 1 and max 2, after that, in the final step, you will verify whether the max 1 and max 2 are the highest and second highest ratings among all 4 ratings. If it is yes, you will print yes, else you will print no, and you're done. You can take this input in an array and that will make things easy for you. You can create an array of size 4 and then you can proceed. Alright guys, so that's it for today.